Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Carrie, and here on Caring with Carrie, we talk all things kids. This is a Tuesday video. On Tuesday videos, I like to update my pregnancy. Saturday videos are more so for my nanny kids, my Montessori activity ideas, anything that has to do with child care is going to be on Saturdays. So today we had our 20-week ultrasound. It is actually the last ultrasound that we have to do unless something comes up as far as like an issue, which is weird. For some reason I was thinking maybe around 35 weeks we'd have another one, but no, they don't do another one, which I'm actually totally okay with because the less ultrasounds the better in my mind. So I'll show a couple pictures that we got from the ultrasound. If you go to my Instagram, Caring with Carrie, you'll see a picture. I can't remember if I put it on my feed or if I put it in my highlight called Baby Deer. Look on either one of those because we got some pretty good profile pictures of baby at 13 weeks. But this one, baby is moving and grooving. And we got some blurry pictures. But how cute. Look at their hands up by their face. I'm so about it. All I gotta say is I hope baby does not have a hang-in by the face when they come out, because I know I'm gonna tear. And here's the other one that we got. And then actually at the end of this video I'm gonna put up all the footage that we took at our last ultrasound so you can see baby doing their thing. So you'll see in those that baby is actually measuring in head circumference like a week ahead, which I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a big baby. The only part of the baby that's actually measuring like on point is their legs. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a short, big baby. So at this ultrasound, you'll also see at the end of one of the clips, she's like, okay, do you want me to look now? And what she's talking about is we told her when we went in there that we don't want to see the gender, but we do want her to write it down on a piece of paper and put it in an envelope and seal it up and then give it to us. And we're handing the envelope off to my father-in-law. He is going to look at it and then put the right color powder in this egg looking thing. I'm just keeping it wrapped in the plastic for right now. I don't think you can tell on camera, but this like peels off and it looks like the laces for football. It's essentially like a huge Easter egg. But they have 2 packets in here, one blue, one pink, and it also has, so like it's powder and confetti. That way like the confetti kind of takes a little longer than the powder to dissipate. So it'll be like, you know, very obvious which one it is. And I am going to be streaming this live. By the time you see this video, actually, I will have already streamed it. So go look on my Instagram. We streamed the gender reveal live. So you can see what our baby is. We are excited for either gender. We're not like partial to one or the other, although we do think it's probably a boy, only because boys kind of are running in both sides of our families. There's like no girls. Actually, okay, I take that back because my brother on my side, they are having a girl like almost exactly 2 months before us. So yeah, Tyler's gonna be kicking this bad boy on Saturday, and that's how we're gonna find out. His dad is gonna be the only one that knows, I mean outside of the ultrasound tech. So I wanted to show a couple other things we're gonna do at the gender reveal. Just like ideas that maybe you would want to use for your little one. So I hope this is not going to show up backwards. I feel like it kind of does for me, but I don't know like if it's going to show up backwards. If it shows up backwards right now, I'll just insert a picture. But we're putting this up. It says, wait, stop by UC and write a very special message just for me. A special wish, or just sign your name, so I'll never forget that you came. On the front, the back, or any of the pages, it is something I will treasure for all of my ages. So this is something that we want to include in any kind of get-together for our little one in the future. any teachers that he has, I want them to sign it, that kind of thing. I want this to be a book filled with memories and writings and signings from people that love and support our little one from day one. So I thought that was a really great idea. And then when they're 18, I want to give it to them. So I'm hoping to somehow, like, I don't know for sure if I'm going to include it in like every single, like, we're not doing birthday parties, but like whenever we do celebrate their birthday by, you know, going to an amusement park or going on a hike or going to a museum or whatever it is, like whatever activity we choose to do in place of a birthday party. I don't know, because I feel like at some point the kiddo is probably going to try to ask to read this. So I know most parents, what they do is they try to be sneaky about it and just give it to like the teachers. So I'm thinking maybe before baby comes, we do this at the gender reveal, and then every year up until they start school, maybe have people sign it at like birthday get-togethers or whatever. But then after that, like, just stick to sneaking it to a teacher at school. So I wanted to kind of go over the items in the past couple weeks that I have found very helpful in pregnancy. The first thing is a fetal stethoscope, also known as a fetoscope. This is not that expensive at all. Like, I want to say maybe like 20 bucks. I can't remember for sure, but I will link it below. It's on Amazon. It looks like this stethoscope, and then so this is the part you put on your belly and you hold it by this part. There's a review on the Amazon listing that is incredibly helpful, and I want to say it's like the very first review if you go to the reviews, but in case you can't find it, the person who posted that review works in the medical field. She said, make sure that these are pointed towards your eyes when you put them in. Make sure that you're not touching any part of the metal. In fact, like, you really just kind of want to keep your hand here, and that's the only like part you want to be touching, so that's not interfering. You want to make sure there's no space in between where that rubber hose, and because it comes separate, like separated out, so you have to put this rubber hose on the metal piece, so no space there. And you're going to need to be pressing hard enough. And the other thing she said was try to do it in the morning time when your stomach is like the quietest, like before you eat anything or really even like drink anything. And then that way you can like hear a lot better, because I was trying to get Tyler, I could hear it at night, and I was trying to get Tyler to hear it too, and he was like, I think, and then this morning he was like, I'm pretty sure I heard it, because it was the first time we had tried it in the morning. So I was happy about that, because obviously I want him to like experience hearing the heartbeat and everything. So at the ultrasound today, baby's heartbeat was 153. A lot of people are saying, oh, that's how we know it's going to be a boy, because of the heartbeat. Well, we'll see. We'll know by the time you see this video. But you could really see like the 4 chambers of the heart, whereas like the last ultrasound you just saw the little like blip, and I just thought that was so cool. I didn't know, like, I never thought about that, like the fact that we'd be able to see each chamber of the heart as it was beating on the ultrasound today. It was just incredible. So another thing that has been really helping me with my acid reflux, I take my Lanta. I'm like the last person to take pills, even Tums. For some reason Tums like make me sick, which I know like Tums are literally for helping you not get sick. Weird, I know. But they make me sick, and I think it's because one time when I was a kid, I had Tums. I was given Tums, and then I threw up, so it was like a Pavlov thing. I don't know. I really don't know. But my Lanta, that's what I take, and it really helps. This one is like a classic flavor. And you just like sip a little bit of this, and it really helps keep the acidity of your stomach down. Personally, even though I have horrible acid reflux, I just try not to take stuff for it. Like if I have pain, headache, whatever, like I don't take medicine. So I really try not to take this very much, but when I do, it's because it's really, really bad, and it always helps. Sometimes the other night, like I actually woke up in the middle of the night, like 2 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. So you know that my food had kind of, you know, made its way down. I was really thirsty, so I got a drink of water, and I couldn't sleep for the next 30 minutes because the acid reflux was so bad from water. Oh, it's been so bad. Okay, this is sunscreen. It's called Blue Lizard, and it is a mineral sunscreen. This is the one I would recommend because of the ingredients. It doesn't include some of the more toxic ingredients that you're going to see on your drugstore shelves, which I mean, you actually might be able to get this in the drugstore. I don't know. I got it off Amazon. I can link it below. One thing I've noticed with this sunscreen, you know, like some sunscreens, they soak into your skin and then they absorb the UV rays versus like reflecting it or blocking it. This is a blocking one, so it is crazy. If I feel my face getting hot or my legs getting really hot, I know it's kind of getting too much, like I need to put this on. As soon as I put it on, even a thin layer, it's like a cooling effect. Like, I literally don't feel hot there anymore. It's insane. It really does a great job of blocking, and you don't need to use a whole lot. I've barely used any of this. Oh, here's a cool thing about this bottle actually. Whenever UV rays are detected, the bottle actually turns blue so that you know, like, hey, this is when you need to be applying it. So when you are pregnant, I learned this, when you're pregnant, you actually sunburn easier for some reason. So there you go, get this sunscreen. Also, the itch in the breast area and belly area has started, which means that growth is happening, stretch is happening. It's just part of pregnancy, is itching whenever you're stretching in those areas. So I have been using this. Let me see if it'll focus. I don't know if it's like the best thing ever. Like, when I'm finished using it, I don't know if I will use it again or not. But it has vitamin E, collagen, argan oil, shea butter, elastin. It's free of mineral oil, parabens, and phthalates. I think is what it's called. The only reason I say I may not use it again is because I want to try to be as natural as possible, and this kind of sounds like it might be decently so, but I feel like I could do better as well. Let me see. It says widely recommended solid balm for stretch marks during and after pregnancy or weight loss. So, I mean, it's been helping me. Like, as soon as I put it on, I don't itch anymore. So, it's great. Last thing. This is actually a book recommendation. I think I already gave you a book recommendation on the only book that I suggest reading during pregnancy, and it's called The Guide to Childbirth by Ina May. That is still the case. This is not something I would necessarily say you need to read when you're pregnant. This is something I would say you need to read if you're a person. Okay? This book, I believe, is written by somebody who is at least religious, if not a Christian. A lot of times in the Christian circles that I grew up in, they believe that mental health was something that needed to be cured by God alone. That if you are struggling with depression or anxiety, it must mean that your relationship with God is not good. Unfortunately, that's just, you know, how I was raised. So, you know, I know it doesn't make sense, because if there's something wrong with your body, you go to a doctor. If there's something wrong with your brain, you don't go to a doctor. So, I mean, there's a such thing as chemical imbalance in your brain, just like your brain literally controls your physical body. So if there's something wrong with your body, there's probably something wrong up here as well. Well, the reason why I appreciate the perspective of this author of this book, it's called Change Your Brain, Change Your Life by Daniel Amen. Amen. The great thing about his perspective is he loves psychology, and he went into psychology. Like, he was a mental health doctor for a long time. He worked with patients. He sat behind the desk, sat next to the couch, you know, all of that. But he felt like there was something missing. And he realized that for a profession that was completely about mental health and about the brain, nobody ever looked at the brain. You know, if you go to the doctor for a hurt arm, they're going to look at your arm. If you go to the doctor for a sick stomach, they're going to, like, look at your stomach. that actually reminds me. One thing I'm getting checked out actually is I've been having right upper quadrant pain, so kind of around my liver. So I did a panel on that today, and I will give you updates as soon as I have them on that. But that just reminded me of that. So, you know, obviously when I went to the doctor today, I told her, my midwife, I was like, hey, having this pain, we're getting it checked out, right? But in psychology, a lot of times, like if you go to a therapist, they're not going to think to scan your brain. They're going to go off of information based off of what you say and how you feel. This book shows like all the brain scans. I think they said that they've done over 100,000 brain scans in their practice, and they show a lot of pictures in here about what the brain looks like in different scenarios. And I think it's really opened my eyes to how God created our brain, and how you know, there's Bible verses that say whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. God is literally telling you, like, think on positive things. And I can't even begin to tell you like how that actually affects your life. Like, it's not just a cliche saying think positive. Literally, your cerebellum will shut down if you think negative thoughts, have anxiety, you are fearful, and you're thinking on fearful thoughts, and you're focusing on fearful thoughts, and you're letting that get to you and overcome you. That literally affects your ability to walk, play sports, your clumsiness, and your ability to problem solve. Insane how God, like, just all throughout the Bible, you're going to see verses that talk about mental health in ways that you never would have thought actually make a difference with your physical health. Having this perspective and seeing the different brain scans and seeing different stories of people who were able to change their thinking and therefore change their life is just really eye-opening. And the reason why I'm glad I'm reading it pregnant is because there are a lot of things about how baby's brain works. There's actually some things in here about how pregnancy works and how it affects the body and the brain and the hormones, all of that. I'm gonna have Tyler try to read it after I'm done with it. It even goes into detail about whether you should let your kid play football or not and why, and concussions, and there's just so much in here. There's things in here about ADHD. There are things in here about autism. It is just probably one of the best books I've ever read outside of the Bible. And I think for me, coming from a background where I didn't have a whole lot of education in the mental health world, I think it's even more eye-opening for me. And maybe some of you guys are like, yeah, I've like heard this and that before as you read the book. But for me, like, this is all brand new information, different things that change your mind. And you know, we were actually talking about it in community group last night. If you have road rage and you're mad at somebody, that's only going to dry you up as a person. Like, you are going to be affected by it, and that other person probably doesn't even know. They may be oblivious. Even if they do know, what does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, hopefully you're pulling into your driveway, you're pulling into a parking spot, and you're home, and that's it. That's the end. You probably never see that person again. And the road rage did nothing but actually turn your brain towards negative thoughts. And you may have heard of situations where you get held up in traffic only to realize that if you hadn't been held up, you may have been the one in an accident that's a few, you know, miles up the road or something. And that's, you know, a good way to look at just anything that happens on the road. So I know it was kind of like random topics here at the end. I just wanted to share it with you because I do think if you're pregnant, you do affect like your baby. Like, if you are very stressed and worried, that can actually physically affect your baby. There can be blood supply issues, like a myriad of problems if you have stress. So having this book, having the knowledge to kind of know what works, what doesn't. He even goes into detail here about how to fix certain things that you may be struggling with. If you're struggling with anxiety or depression, he has like different ways that you can go about it in here. It's like having a therapy session, but like in a book. and it works for anybody and everybody, no matter what your situation is. I think it's important that if you are pregnant, especially if this is your first little one, that you understand the responsibility of having a child, what it means to raise up another human being, and knowing that from here on out, everything that you do is going to affect your child. So that's why I wanted to include it in this video, because it's a video about pregnancy, and I figured, hey, I want to let people know about this book because it is something that every mom can benefit from. Every person can benefit from it, really, but especially moms, especially if you're pregnant, especially if this is your first baby. So go out, get this book. I will try to find it on Amazon and link it below. In my next video that I upload, I don't know which Tuesday it's going to be, hopefully the next Tuesday, but on a upcoming Tuesday, I will be posting what we get for baby, whether it's from the gender reveal or things that we buy from the money that we got from gender reveal. I'm going to show some things that we've gotten for baby, and I'll probably kind of talk more about the gender reveal itself as well. Maybe include footage if I can. My in-laws are so sweet. They actually had an outlet delivered to us yesterday. We already bought one. If you've been watching my videos, you know this. We actually bought one back in March. So they told us that they're fine with us returning it to get the money to get something else on the registry. So we are going to go ahead and get the car seat. I want to get that knocked off the list because I feel like that's, you know, obviously a must-have. So I want to make sure that if for some reason something crazy goes down financially, that we at least have a car seat. And the price difference was like not that much between the two, so that'll be super helpful. I'll definitely be showing you which car seat we're gonna get. I'll go ahead and link my registry down below if you want to see what kind of items I'm putting in there. I actually did a video on what's in my registry. I'll link it here, and you can see, you can have a sneak peek at what car seat we are getting if you want. But I'll link the registry below too, and then that way you can kind of look through and see, get some ideas for maybe if you're pregnant, what you should get or what you would want to get or whatever. If you have any questions about what's on the registry or about my pregnancy or whatever, drop them below in the comments. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I'm almost to 100 subscribers, and that's like a milestone for me, and I'm excited about it. So please hit that subscribe button. It does help me out. If you hit that bell, then you'll know which Tuesdays and which Saturdays I'm uploading videos on. If you're still here, thank you. And like the video, because then I'll know you watched all the way to this point. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next video.
Definitely see the hands is cool.
Both of them. Stretch it. Yeah, we're recording.
Baby.
Tail's drying up on me. Will I end up in the hair? Look at all them little fingers. So, little knee, foot.
They seem to like have their hand by their head because I think the last person we had, they were trying to
Okay, you want me to look? That's what I said I'm looking at right
Like it's mixed up at all?
now. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
It's 20 weeks, 1 day today. Okay. Baby's measuring 21 weeks and 4 days ahead. Sorry for that.
Jesus, it's gonna be a big baby.
Yeah.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. Myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time. And I know it so well, I will always be by your side. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
That's the best sound in the world.
Mm-hmm. Look at you three. fluid.
Bubblegum fights on the third floor. Comedy specials at 8. Fishing rod and a quiet few. But what I caught wouldn't be big enough for you and I. Say I did great.
See, report.
And all